feet and legs inside the truck at all times. We're going to be headed into the Harambe Wildlife Reserve. And this reserve was opened back in 1971 as a way to protect our local animals. Above you, you'll see a spotting guide of some of the animals that we might see today. If you have your cameras, feel free to take pictures. Just be sure to hold on to those cameras, as we can't stop for anything that falls from the truck. Over on the left-hand side, we see some bongos. Bongos are a type of antelope considered the ghost of the forest, as they're very rarely seen unless you're in a reserve like ours. Over on the left-hand side, you'll also find a saddle-billed stork. That tall black and white bird can get about 5 feet tall, with a wingspan up to 9 feet wide. On the right-hand side, keep an eye out for the okapi. Now, at first glance, the okapi may look like it's related to a zebra. However, its closest relative is actually the giraffe. Both the giraffe and the okapi have long prehensile tongues. Over on the left-hand side, you'll find the black rhinoceros. Black rhinos can get up to 3,000 pounds. And even though there's all these trees and rocks out here, they can charge at about 30 miles per hour. Now, that is one of less than 10,000 black rhinoceros left in the world today. That's due to poaching. They have been poached to near extinction for their horns, made of keratin, just like our hair and our fingernails. So really not that scientific or even medicinally unique. Over on the right-hand side, I see some greater kudu. Greater kudu are one of the taller antelope species, and it looks like those ones are females, as they don't have the long, spiral, 6-foot horns that the males are known for. Now from here, we're gonna head over to the Safi River. And the Safi River is our best chance to see the Nile hippopotamus, those large Nile crocodiles, and it looks like we've even found some pink-back pelicans. Pink-back pelicans are one of the smaller pelican species. During their mating season, the plumage on their back will turn to a nice light pink shade. At their breeding hippopotamus, hippos will usually spend the majority of their day in the water to escape that hot sun, oftentimes remaining fully submerged for up to 8 minutes at a time. Now, the hippos, they'll come out a bit more frequently at dusk and throughout the evening to do a lot of grazing along the banks. Hippos are herbivores, eating up to 100 pounds of plants and vegetation each day. A relatively small amount for their large size, as they can get up to about 5,000 pounds. As we head over this bridge up here, keep an eye out on the left-hand side for the Nile crocodiles. Nile crocodiles can average about 16 feet in length and up to 500 pounds. Now, that is just an average, so they can get even bigger than that.
Yeah.
Super powerful jaws, capable of crushing bones. The majority of their diet does consist of fish. However, they will sometimes take down larger animals, like zebras and wildebeest. They won't eat those large meals every day, usually just about once a week or so. And when they eat those large meals, they can consume up to half their body weight at one time. We are going to be headed out onto the savannas, home to many of the animals. And the savannas are also home to a very distinct wet and dry season. Now, this tree on the right-hand side, this is the baobab tree. It is great for that dry season, as it will use that extra wide trunk to store large amounts of water. It can also remain leafless for about 9 months out of the year, just to conserve water. Now, a lot of the animals out on the savannah, they'll actually mix. And the wild dogs may look a bit like your domesticated dog, however they are different. They only have 4 toes, and due to their unique coat coloration, they're oftentimes called the painted dogs. Those painted dogs, they will live in packs, usually with about 5 to 20 pack members, where they're led by an alpha male as well as an alpha female. Those painted dogs are considered one of the best and most successful hunters across all of Africa. The horns on the sable antelope, you'll notice that they're curved back in a way to really help deter an animal like a lion from jumping up on their back. They'll use those horns for sparring and showing dominance, and mostly for defense. The sable antelope are one of the few antelope species that will stay and fight rather than just flight and run away. Just outside the truck, we're passing by some large structures. These are termite mounds, and these termite mounds are beneficial to more animals than just the termites. Larger animals like elephants will use them as scratching posts since they are nearly as strong as concrete, being made out of soil, saliva, and even dung. Now, sometimes the smaller animals, they'll actually hop on top and use them as lookout posts. One animal that will oftentimes see out here that's 6 feet tall, but has some more growing to do. Looks like there are some giraffe here on the left-hand side. Now, very rarely will we see those giraffes sitting down or even laying down. They almost always like to remain standing, ready to get away from any predators or danger in the area. Now, the giraffe, they'll even sleep standing up, and they don't sleep very much during the day, usually just about a half an hour or so each day. We also see those Hartmann's mountain zebras. Now, if you look at the neck of the Hartmann's mountain zebra, you'll notice that they have an extra little flap of skin called a dewlap. They're the only zebra species to have that dewlap, although it is found on some other hoofstock, and that'll help them to stay a little bit cooler during summer. On the right-hand side, now oftentimes when we see the elephants, they are doing something with their trunks, eating or drinking, picking up logs, or even reaching to. Elephants actually have very sensitive skin, so dirt will act as kind of a natural sunscreen to help protect them. Looks like those mandrills are out foraging for some snacks there as well. Oftentimes when we see a group of elephants, there's a matriarch or an older female who's in charge, and then any of the other mothers and their offspring. Now, looks like there is a mom and baby elephant. Now, that little one looks to be just about 1.5 years old or so. She'll stay pretty close to mom, and mom and the other females in the herd, they'll make sure she stays nice and protected. When male elephants become teenagers, they'll oftentimes leave the group, either going off on their own, just due to human activity. Things like us expanding our areas to farming and even mining. Right now we are headed past one of the elephants' watering holes. They'll come down here to grab a drink or even go for a swim. Elephants are excellent swimmers, and they really do enjoy the water. Over on the left-hand side, we found some greater flamingos. Greater flamingos are the largest species of flamingo, and they get that pink coloration from the different foods that they eat. Now, they are filter feeders, so you'll see them with their heads below water, kind of stomping their feet. That helps to loosen their food, and then their beaks are formed in a way that will filter out all of the sand, reaching speeds of up to 60 miles per hour in just 3 seconds. Now, they can't maintain those speeds for very far distances. They do need periods to rest. Their spots and their coloration help them to blend in very well with their surroundings. Cheetahs are also one of the few large cats that will do the majority of their hunting during the day. That's actually due to their eyesight. During the day, the lions, they can see about as well as we can. But at night, their vision is about 5 to 6 times better than our own. As we head around their own burrows, we're expanding the burrows of other animals. Now, when they go to sleep at night, they're going to back into their burrows. That way their tusks are always facing forward, always ready to defend themselves. Over on the right-hand side, looks like there's another water bucket. A little bit further back, we see an ostrich. Now, ostrich are the tallest flightless birds. As we head back towards the village, we are going to be passing by one of the warden's posts. Now, our wardens, they do all kinds of things to help out the animals, from stopping those poachers to helping the locals learn to live better with the animals in their area. One of their most recent projects has been getting these little Nigerian dwarf goats. Now, these little goats, they are full grown. They've been domesticated worldwide for their dairy usage, producing a couple pints of milk a day and giving the villagers something to eat as well as something to drink as well as something to sell. Now, a lot of times the farmers, they'll put all the goats into their pastures, as those goats are able to eat okapi and so many other animals get to keep. Or strollers on through with you. Now we should be there in just a few moments. Looks like they just switched out the driver and this truck in front of us. Now we should be on the move in just a moment. Now we're also going to be passing by the Harambe train station, where you can catch the Wildlife Express train up to Conservation Station. Up at Conservation Station, you can get kind of behind the scenes look at some of the things that we'll do to help out the animals. You can possibly meet some of our animal care team, including the vets and animal nutritionists. Now, if the vets have any procedures going on today, you can catch a glimpse into their office, watch them as they work to help those animals. While you're up at Rafika's Planet Watch, you can also stop into the affection section. It's like a little petting zoo where you'll meet some pigs and goats and different animals. Or head over to the Animation Academy, where you'll learn to draw some of your Disney favorites. Now, that area does close a little bit earlier than the park does today. They close at 5 o'clock. So you just want to make sure you're on that train by about 4:30 this afternoon. Now, that train does run pretty continuously, about every 5 to 7 minutes or so. So plenty of opportunities to get up there and check that out.
Yeah, that's fine, no problem. I'll talk to you later, okay?